Trap is a new M. Night Shyamalan film. That's right, M. Night is back with, I think this is like his 14th movie. The movie stars Josh Hartnett, Ariel Donahue, Allison Pill from Star Trek Picard, or just Picard, and Salika Shyamalan, M. Night's niece. And the movie's about this father who takes his daughter to this concert. She's like Taylor Swift, but it's her name's Lady Raven, and Josh Hartnett's the dad, obviously, and he's taking his daughter Ariel Donahue, whose name's Riley, to this concert. And as he goes to the concert, he starts noticing strange things. Like there's a lot of police. There's like police guarding every single exit or entrance, I should say. And then he sees like SWAT teams outside too. As he goes inside, he's sitting down, he's looking around, he starts seeing FBI, people in FBI gear too. He starts getting nervous. And you're like, why is he getting nervous? Well, maybe he thinks this could be a terrorist attack or something like that. And as he tells his daughter to stay there, he's got to go to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom, he opens his phone, and all of a sudden you see that on his phone, he has a man sitting in a room by himself, handcuffed or something, like he can't get out. And the guy's screaming, but he's stuck there. And Josh Hartnett smiles like, oh, okay, everything's okay. So you're like, oh, shit. So Josh Hartnett goes out and he starts confronting one of the employees nicely, asks him questions. He goes, hey, by the way, what's with all the security? And the guy tells him, oh, I can't tell you, but I'm going to tell you because you're a nice guy, whatever. Basically, this is a trap. They know about this serial killer called the Butcher. And they set this trap just for him. Like they found out he was gonna be here for some reason, so they set this trap for him, and they're gonna basically interrogate every single person, a man or a white male, that's in here, and they're gonna find him and they're gonna catch him. So then the whole film, or not the whole film, the first half of the movie is about Josh Hartnett trying to outsmart the FBI and get out of this concert with his daughter, because he finds out the only way out is through the backstage area. So that was the interesting part about the movie. I will say that the concept is great, but the movie kind of lacks, and I'll tell you, I'll get to that in a second. I'm just going to say some of the good stuff, and then it's spoiler time as always. So good stuff is Josh Hartnett's acting. At times it can be campy when he's trying to be nice, but it was interesting, and I liked it. I know not a lot of people are gonna like it. The girl who played Riley, his daughter, I thought she was very good in the film. At the end, the girl who played his wife, also, I thought she was very good in the movie. That's about it. I think that's the highlights, and also him trying to get out of certain situations and try to escape, and then how he outsmarts people. That was interesting. I also love his facial expressions. Josh, I said this, it's campy and hammy. It's over the top. It's definitely over the top, but it works for the character he's portraying, because he's quirky. He's trying to fit in, but he can't fit in. So I like this serial killer character. And also the music. These are the two things that correlate, kind of the way he's presenting himself. He's a over exaggeration of normal, like Dexter tries to be normal, and it just comes awkward. And the music is very reminiscent of Dexter, so I do like that too. Those two aspects of it. I mean, the music that's actually for him, not the pop music. That's like, I don't know if Lady Raven is, M. Night's daughter is really singing this. If that's her real song, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. So I liked all that. Now we're gonna go to the bad stuff and the spoiler part. So this is the bad stuff. All right, here we go. The movie is basically a concert for the most part, and yeah, it's like a concert. So it's like there's good stuff that's spliced in there, but with the concert there. So it's a lot of long, boring, drawn out things. This movie's too long, way too long. It should have been 90 minutes. And one of the main problems I have with it is it shows you in the film is that and it's not just this. I know it's going to sound like I'm a male chauvinist, but all the women are smart. Every single woman in this film is smart. Every single woman is smart. He's the only guy really, besides there's like a few other guys in there, but like they don't make them stupid. But all the women are super, super smart. Even Lady Raven, M. Night Shyamalan's niece, or I think that's his niece, even she's like super smart. Then you'll see when you watch the movie. I'm not going to get to that part. Well, yeah, I'll say this, a spoiler part. So he has to outmaneuver and get out of these weird situations. So there's some good stuff in the first half, and it's him trying to get out. But once he gets out, it should just wrapped it up real quick. So they need a better protagonist, because the protagonist in the film is the women, I guess, because our lead is not the protagonist, he's the antagonist, right? He's the bad guy, right? He's opposing the FBI to try to catch him, right? So I guess, yeah, they needed a better protagonist, but they don't have a protagonist. They just have this, and it's not bad following him and seeing how he gets out of these situations. He's trying to escape with his daughter. That's interesting, but there's nobody there. Like there's a FBI profiler. She's a female. She knows everything. She's smart. There's a lot of cool things, like how he manages to find out all this information. That's why I'm not really spoiling everything. Like the first half is good, but later on it's just the girls. And then basically this is where the part I want to get to. Somehow he manages to get his daughter to be on stage. It's a cool way. It was a cameo with M. Night Shyamalan, the way he gets in there. He asks somebody, oh, hey, he lies to somebody, tells him that his daughter has leukemia and she's a big fan, and the guy works for the arena, or works for Lady Raven. He's actually the M. Night Shyamalan. So he's like, oh, that's my niece, Lady Raven, and I'm working for her. And blah, blah, blah. So he picks her to go on stage to dance, because Lady Raven always picks a fan and brings her up to dance with her for the final song. So they pick his daughter Riley, so he was excited he's getting out. And then as he gets backstage, he realizes that the guy that told him that the backstage was the only way to get out is incorrect, because they're still going to check all the people backstage too. But you would think if he managed to get backstage that wouldn't have been the problem, but whatever the case may be. So he's kind of stuck in a hard place, and then he tells Lady Raven, it's him and her solo. Finally, he tells her, I'm the killer. You caught me. Congratulations, blah, 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 blah. But you see this guy? He's going to die. Like, so you better get me in your limo and take me and my daughter home. So this way nobody catches us. And I was like, what? What was your plan after she did this? Because she was going to drive away, and then she was going to call the police, and you were going to get caught. So that was already ridiculous. And then Lady Raven, oh, she's a psychologist too, because she said that the FBI profiler told her all these things, and it was like, and she was like trying to convince him, and I was like, oh Lord. And then it just kept going and going and going, and the movie never ended. And then his wife is another genius. She figured out that he was the killer too, and that she's the one that set him up and everything. That's the big spoiler, sorry. And it was like, oh Lord, oh God. Ugh, it was horrendous. The whole rest of the film just sucked. It was like 1 hour of somewhat entertaining, although it was mixed with the concert, which was annoying, and then 45 minutes of just ridiculous situations that kept going and going and going and never ending. So yeah, that's the problem with this movie. It's a half-assed film. I like the women, all the women. The profiler's a genius. She knew everything about him, everything whatsoever. Which I guess FBI profilers, they do, but not as much as this. They always get something wrong. But she knew everything. She just missed him. She just didn't spot him. If she spotted him, she would have knew it was him right away. Then Lady Raven was a magnificent genius, and she manages to save the guy on his phone. She does that too. And then the wife, she knew too. She set the whole thing up. So all the women are fantastic in this film. We get it. And he's the bad guy. That's it. I mean, it would have been better if we, like a Heat type situation where we're following the serial killer and the cop. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I understand that. Like Mr. Brooks, I think the problem with Mr. Brooks was that we didn't have a really good. We had a really good bad guy with Kevin Costner, and then they put that bullshit with Demi Moore, and she was kind of irrelevant, and they didn't make, so that kind of sucked. But when you have like a movie like Heat, Al Pacino, De Niro, both stories are good. You could have done that here, where the first half could have been he gets in there, and then you could have spliced in the scenes with the stupid concert with the FBI guy, and have it a guy or a girl because it didn't matter, and it should have been just those two at the end, the profiler versus the criminal, instead of all these other things. And people are like, oh, the wife's the one that figured it out. Yeah, BTK killer. His family didn't know shit. Richard Kuklinski's family, you know who Richard Kuklinski is. He's the Iceman. He was a mob hitman, supposedly. So then we find out a lot of it was lies. His family didn't know anything either. A lot of these serial killers, their family have no idea they're serial killers. So she knew, and she was a genius, and she's the one that set it all up. Oh, God. Anyway. Yeah, that was the problem with this movie. All in all, though, I somehow still like Josh Hartnett. I thought the acting was good for the most part between like 3 characters. The rest of them garbage. It felt like it could be in the same universe as Split and Glass and The Sixth Sense because it's in Philadelphia and the way M. Night films his films or shoots his films, the cinematography and things. It just felt like I would if they didn't do what they did in Glass. If they didn't do that, I could have seen him ending up in a hospital or prison with those people. Because he's Mr. I can get out of everything. He's a genius, pretty much. So, but no. Anyway, yeah, those are my issues with it. But I did enjoy the first half of this movie without all of the concert stuff that's put in between here. There's so many scenes that were really good in here. And it was interesting. The concept, again, for the 99th time was great. The execution, lackluster, and it just kept going and going and going. I don't know. I'm going to give this movie 2.5 out of 5 stars. I'm sorry. Not sorry. It's not a great film. It really could have been. And Josh Hartnett should get credit. Although he's cammy and campy at times, especially with that smile, I liked it. Anyway, if you saw Trap, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this film. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.